Thank you, Mary, and thank you to all of you for being with us here for the ARRL Centennial. As we started getting together yesterday and then today, I keep thinking about how fortunate we are to be ARRL members at this moment in the organization's history. All the people who went before us, all the people who come after us, they didn't get to be part of this, but we did. And isn't that absolutely wonderful? I want to thank you all, not only for being members and supporters of the ARRL and Amateur Radio, but also for your amazing generosity, your investment in the future of amateur radio, to help people whom you don't know, who will never know who we are. But we're making that investment in the future of amateur radio because we believe in amateur radio, we love amateur radio, and we want amateur radio to be strong and vibrant and just as wonderful as it is now, long after we're gone and forgotten about. And that will not happen without the generosity and the love for amateur radio that you bring here this evening. So thank you very, very much for what you are doing in so many ways, I'm sure, but especially in your very generous donations to the organization, because, as I said to someone yesterday, it's not so much a donation to the ARRL as an investment in the future of amateur radio. We are the conduit. We are the means. Amateur radio is the end. And thank you very, very much. I'm a donor, too. I don't ever ask anyone to do something that I haven't done myself. So thank you for joining me in being a donor to the ARRL. Mary?
And I know this gentleman doesn't need any introduction, but he's my boss, and I love to be, I need all the brownie points I can get. So one of my favorite people in the building, our CEO, K1ZZ, Dave.
Well, thank you, Mary, but as a short timer, I don't think I have a whole lot of control over you at this point. And it's a mixed feeling. I have to say that we mark this occasion because it's bittersweet. Because Mary is, I think you all know, is retiring at the end of the month, and we will miss her tremendously. You just can't say how much, but there are, at this point, other life imperatives that call, and we all understand that and honor you for making the decision that you did. So, let's see, what can I say that hasn't already been said? This event tonight, the convention, is a part of the history of amateur radio, a history that began somewhat before the founding of the ARRL, but a history that I believe would have ended long ago had it not been for the vision of the founders of this organization. And we owe them a tremendous debt for what we have been able to experience thanks to their vision. And the only way we have to repay that debt is to pay it forward, to pay it into the future, to make sure that amateur radio and the ARRL, as the defender and supporter and promoter of amateur radio, is here long after we're gone. You have all been very generous in your support. That's why you're here tonight. And that makes you part of ARRL's history and amateur radio's history. So today we are going to make sure that future generations remember your generosity, and we'll get to that in just a moment. I just want to say again thank you, and we're going to have a fabulous convention. I said at the international reception about an hour ago that a couple of years ago, when we were conceiving this, I said that after this weekend there would be two groups of people those who were in Hartford this weekend and those who wish they had been. And I'm so glad that you're in the former group, and I am just so proud of what the staff has done to pull this together. Here at the Convention Center, the On the Air activity, this has been a year to remember, and we're only halfway through. Mary, back to you, or would you like me to introduce? I would like to introduce to you the chairman of the Second Century Campaign Committee, the man who, when we were looking for someone to lead the effort to build the Second Century Campaign and to provide the endowment that will carry the ARRL into the future, he stepped up and said yes. And he put together a terrific team of volunteers to make that happen. I give you David Brandenburg, K5RQ. Yeah.
I'd like to thank everybody for being here and for helping with what we're doing. And I'd especially like to help. Are you going to introduce the committee?
I'm going to go ahead.
Okay. No. I'll let Mary introduce the committee, but I want to thank the committee for all their hard work over the last 3 years. But you may not realize that the real catalyst on this whole project is Mary. And she's the one who helped to select the people on the committee and helped us to find the right people to talk to about donating and so forth and to helping out. And I personally feel a real need to help the people coming up, kids in the future who got helped like I did by ham radio when I was 14. So keep that in mind as we go forward. And it's a great part of our lives. Everybody here, ham radio is a big deal to us. And it's very important that we keep it going. But anyway, I'd like to thank you all very much. I'll turn it back to Mary. Thank you, Mary.
I promise we keep this short and sweet, and we will do that. There are a couple of things that I'd like to do. First of all, when we started this campaign, we had a goal of raising $10 million. $10 million that will go into the savings account for ARRL. We're now standing today, and it's really an unreconciled number, but we're about 7.2 million. So we have a ways to go. And for you and everybody who is at the at the banquet tomorrow night, there will be a pledge card at their place. So if you have already, thank you. If you're reminded to do it again, thank you. If there's somebody sitting at your table who has not done it and you can encourage them, thank you. But we did have a handful of folks who are here tonight who really stepped up in a big way. And many of them are wearing badges that denote them as members of the ARRL Maxim Society that recognizes contribution, people who have contributed $10,000 or more in their lifetime. And some of the people who are already members of the Maxim Society have upped their level considerably because of their support of the campaign. And I'd like them to, just going to read their names, and hopefully we've given them their new pins to wear. Sherman and Mary Banks, just hold your hands up so we can all say thank you. David Brandenburg, Kay and Carter Craigie, Frank Donovan, Tim Duffy, Dick Isley, John Ewell, and Mr. Millennium, Mike Valentine. Where are you, Mike? You all know about the Valentine Challenge, right? We also have, as David pointed out, we have a stellar Second Century Campaign Committee. They worked very, very hard since 2011 to get us where we are today. And hopefully we'll get even closer by the end of the year. But I'd like to say personally thank you to each one of them. I'd like them to come up. We have a gift for them. And we'd like them to take it home. And hopefully they'll remember this experience fondly. David Brandenburg. Bob Alton, K4UEE. Ken Byers, K4TEA. Frank Donovan, W3LPL. Glenn Johnson, W0GJ. Dennis Shapiro, W1UF. And Mike Valentine, W8MM. Dave Sumner, K1ZZ. Barry Shelley, N1, VXY. My thanks to all of these folks. A lot of heavy lifting being done by these folks, and they've made it happen. As I said, we're almost at about 7.2 million. I'm hoping we might even hit 8.5 by the end of the convention. Wouldn't that be nice? So you can all be my champions out there over the course of the next couple of days. And now, let's party. Do you think I figured that out? I couldn't think it too obvious.
I got close enough. Yeah, okay, got it back. We usually have. Yeah. Next year from the WRPC.